Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Brady's medication fix near disaster, Sloan loses it over poor child. Days of Our Lives uncovers that Stephanie Johnson partook in a coquettish night with Everett Lynch, who felt like Chad DiMera would take the fresh insight about their relationship pretty well. Stephanie conceded she was falling back in adoration with Everett, who was excited since he cherished her back and felt however cheerful as he seemed to be in Seattle with her. At the point when Stephanie proposed a twofold date on Valentine's Day with Ray Fernandez, Galen Gehring, and Jada Tracker, Everett implied that perhaps he needed Stephanie all to himself on the heartfelt occasion. In the episode of Days, Harris Michaels made fun of Clyde Weston at Statesville because of the article in The Spectator, Clyde's mugshot, and all of the product he lost in the drug bust. Harris additionally took out a proof sack and uncovered that Clyde's mystery telephone had been seized. Clyde figured Harris ought to give a break with him in regards to that telephone since it could send Ava to jail. However, Harris declined any kind of exchange regardless of whether it implied more difficulty for Ava. Next on DOL show, Teresa Donovan went to a gathering and was talking about her new dependent's misfortune when Brady Dark came in. After the gathering was finished, Brady guaranteed Teresa that he wasn't investigating her and really required the gathering for himself. Since Brady settled on a telephone decision to get a fix, Teresa was frightened over the information and eased when Brady explained that he came to a gathering as opposed to utilizing. Brady made sense of that Tate Dark had been cold in his most recent letter, so he expected Tate was managing a few stuff in treatment and faulted his dad for not being around for the greater part of his life. Teresa demanded Brady was an incredible father, yet he kept on feeling like he messed up with both Tate and Rachel Dark, Finley Rose Slater. After reassuring Brady, Teresa mentioned their recent kiss and admitted that, despite what she claimed at the time, she did feel something. Despite Brady's acknowledgement of Teresa's beauty and spark, he reminded her that she was with Alex Kyriakis. Brady also believed that for Tate's sake, he should keep his relationship with Teresa as simple as possible. At Dark Fix on John, Dark owned up to strolling into Constantine Meliani's snare. Steve Johnson became suddenly angry over John confronting the perilous experience alone and acted ignorant about Constantine's lethal Katharina story. John got unsettled as they contended and multiplied over as he put a hand to his chest, however Steve quieted him down and encouraged him to relax. Despite the fact that John was remorseful, he was unable to sort out what was the deal with him and admitted that he'd deceived Marlena Evans, Deidre Corridor, prior. Steve behaved like the significant thing was taking the necessary steps to dispose of Constantine. On Thursday's episode of Days, Sloan Peterson Brady and Eric Brady sat down on the sofa with a tray of dinner from their home. Jude Brady began crying right on signal, so Sloan was baffled and drank a Goliath glass of wine while Eric was keeping an eye on the child. When Eric got back, he noticed Sloan was drinking more than usual. She yelled at him for trying to watch her and said she was angry that they no longer had any private time together. It appeared as though Jude was Eric's just need now according to Sloan's point of view, however Eric attempted to console her. After Eric needed to leave the space for Jude once more, Sloan continued to downwine. Eric set off Sloan again upon his return by raising pediatric articles about the advantages of laying down with the child in a similar room or even in a similar bed. Sloan clarified that she needed individual space with Eric, who was fine with raising a ruckus around town assuming that she was in the state of mind now. Eric and Sloan confronted one final interference since the supper consumed as Sloan attempted to warm it back up. Be that as it may, Sloan wasn't ravenous for food, lastly appeared to be fulfilled as Eric drove her toward the bed for lovemaking. Days of Our Lives spoilers say Sloan clearly isn't ready to deal with parenthood. Days of Our Lives setting up Sloan to do, goodness, my. The unbelievable. Days of Our Lives may as of now be carrying out the very first instance of criminal's regret, and we are hanging around for it. Sloan thought she was all tricky, snatching Nicole's child to secure it with Eric. However, now that the real factors of childrearing are overwhelming her, she's like, ugh. Pass all the Chardonnay. Which is logical. Sloan has forever been composed more like essential nature than maternal senses. Furthermore, this moment, it's somewhat funny watching her be all what have I done, at the point when all she truly maintains that should do is enjoy the high life and have intercourse with Eric. What's a cleanser lady with qualms to do? We have a hunch that Sloan's next move will be another first in the daytime. She will dispose of the youngster. It's all right, I saved the receipt. Credit, Peacock screen capture. Actually, dislike that. We anticipate that she will set up for the child to be re-seized and afterwards sold on the bootleg market, the manner in which Sammy attempted to dispose of Beauty when she was an infant. Indeed, it will smash Eric. Furthermore, indeed, it's something horrendous to do to Nicole on top of the awful thing that Sloan previously did to her. However, the reticent mother cannot simply declare her feelings and expect her husband to respond, no big. We've all been there. The other choice, and this is one is truly dull, is that Sloan's drinking will winding to the point that a horrible mishap happens. How horrendous. So horrendous that it leaves her asking herself, wow, did I intend to get rid of the kid I took? Did I subliminally scheme with Jack Daniels to do this? Whimsical Sloan flips out. Days of Our Lives uncover Sloan Peterson getting increasingly more found being a mother, yet responsibility and dreams could make her go totally out of control. Days of Our Daily Routines. Sloan Peterson lives in Sloan's reality. Watching Sloan Peterson reprimand Nicole Walker for taking her child was a lot to handle for the crowd, as Sloan appeared to really accept that little Jude was a child she truly embraced inside the bounds of the law instead of saving him for herself when he was dropped close to home. Sloan has kept on letting herself know that this child is hers and Eric Brady's, Greg Vaughn, in spite of the fact that she is correct around a certain something. DOL spoilers, silly Sloan loses her mind. The child has a place with Eric, however, he doesn't have a place with her. She couldn't actually become genuinely joined to this newborn child who appears to disturb her and hinder her sexual coexistence more than whatever else. DOL, Sloan Peterson's soul gets to her. There will never be a dull second in Sloan's life now, as she needs to claim to be a hovering mother while warding off Leo unmistakable and his shakedown, as Leo knows reality with regards to where she got this child and to whom he truly has a place. Marlena Evans sees something is off with Sloan, and not on the grounds that she got dumb alcoholic before her and John Dark during a family supper. Marlena looks as though she will propose that Sloan look for some treatment meetings with her, which can end up being a catastrophe since Sloan is concealing a doozy of confidential. These meetings can be exactly what Nicole needs eventually to get her child back, or will no one trust Sloan? Sloan's responsibility could land her in Bayview jabbering reality, however Marlena will simply think she is deranged. In the event that preposterous Sloan admits reality, will anybody trust what she is talking about, assuming she is in a psychological emergency clinic? Perhaps Nicole will, since she's realized that child was hers from the start and couldn't demonstrate it.